Welcome back to my Lemmings Stampede solving commentary video series. And today we are going to be covering the next set of 10 levels. But this time we are on the next difficulty rating, which is crazy. Because we have already finished the full set of Tame levels, which was in the previous video. However, before I do that, there are a couple things that I would like to explain that I didn't elaborate on in the previous video that I meant to do. The first is that, yes, I explained that I did the conversion to the lower pack to new formats, new Lemmings, because I want to preserve Bullet Ride's work. Yeah, like Lemmings Stampede is just a really good pack, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, and um, so Bullet Ride definitely deserves to have his work preserved and his legacy continue on. However, there is another aspect of that I wanted to explain, and that is another reason is because I figured that the best way for me to get into level pack making in new formats, Neo Lemmings, was to start with a level pack conversion. Um, because before this happened, before I released this, I had never ever made a level pack. I have made a couple of levels myself. Yeah, so far I've only made a total of 6 levels, um, but I've never put together a level pack. And so I figured what better way to do so than to start with a double pack conversion and 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 try to get some experience by putting together a level pack. So the way I did this was I simply imitated a level pack structure, and there's pretty much several text files that are common to all level packs in new formats, Neo Lemmings. So I simply opened one up, open some of them up, and pretty much just imitated what I saw, except replacing some things like the lower titles at the Lemmings Stampede pack instead. Yeah, same thing with the difficulty ratings, etc. So yes, now that I've managed to successfully put together a lower pack in new formats Neo Lemmings, I and everything like loaded correctly in the player in the Neo Lemmings player, I was thinking in my mind, oh wow, this is actually pretty easy. And so now that I know that I can put together a level pack, yeah, this shouldn't be a problem if I ever do decide to put together my own custom level pack in the future. Yeah, as I can now use like my first level pack, which is a conversion, as a template, and I simply imitate it in the exact same way for my own custom level pack if I decide to do that in the future. I mean, I haven't exactly said that I will be making level packs, but at the same time, I haven't ruled it out exactly either. So there's still a possibility that the Lemmings Forums community might see a level pack from me in the future. Yeah, I just haven't exactly said 100% with confidence that I will be making one. But I'm thinking that I might, that I will most likely will. And then, great. Now I feel like there was something else that I wanted to explain as well. And and also regarding these solutions that I'm showing off in this video series, I do not have any of Bullet Ride's intended solutions. And so pretty much anybody who plays through this pack, I say just solve the lows in any way you can. I'm not exactly going to really be updating this pack due to back routes or anything, particularly since the last version that was released by Bullet Ride was a couple years ago, I believe. I think the last time was maybe sometime in 2018, so like about 3 years ago. And it is currently at version 1-10. Yeah, back when it was in the old format's Neo Lemmings version. And ever since that version, I believe some full set of replay solutions have been sent in, but Bullet Ride hasn't like updated or fixed up any back routable levels for quite a while, and he is no longer active in the forums. And because of that, um, yeah, That's pretty much the main reason why I wanted to convert his level pack to new formats Neo Lemmings, just to keep his legacy alive. And even if he was active, yeah, of course, things would have been different. Such as I would have asked him for permission. Yeah, if I could go ahead and convert his level pack. Yeah, if he had like, for example, maybe no plans to do it himself. Yeah, or if he did, then maybe I probably would have, yeah, dropped in a message or something asking if he that if he was planning to do it himself, and if so, when we would expect it. But if he had no plans, then I would just simply message him asking for permission if I could do it or something. And but since he has not been active for a really long time, yeah, after a certain set time of not being active, yeah, then then it's pretty much safe to say that that it can pretty much the conversion can pretty much go on ahead, except in the case where maybe the former member has made it known, yeah, somehow, yeah, publicly that he or she wishes to not have his their work to get converted. But I did not see any such message around on the forums anywhere where he prohibited anyone from converting his pack. And so because of that, yeah, I think it's safe for anyone to convert it. And it's just that like I haven't seen this done. I'm actually pretty surprised that it hasn't been done yet. Yeah, even though I think it should have been done a long time ago. And so, but here we are now. Yeah, I took up the matter in my own hands and I converted the pack to new formats Neo Lemmings. So we have that. And I'm actually pretty surprised with the huge amount of responses that I've already gotten on the low pack topic release. Yeah, a lot of people are thanking me for the work that I've done here. And yeah, really, it was a, it was a, the pleasure was all mine to do the work and just preserve a really wonderful pack that I really liked. Back when I finished solving the entire pack, yeah, sometime last year. It's just a really well done pack. Oh yes, now I remember the other point that I wanted to explain. Yes, the other one that I wanted to explain was that this level solving commentary video series that I'm doing, I generally only do this for level packs that I really like. So so far, as of now, I've already done such a video series for 3 level packs. Yeah, 2 of which are by Itcho. Yeah, Lemmings United and Lemmings Reunion, and the third one was Lemmings Open Air by Strato. So they all 3 of those level packs have level solving commentary video series by me. Um, yes, I generally only do this for level packs that I really like. And so because I'm doing this on Lemmings Stampede, you can already tell that this is a level pack that I really like myself. And hence that's the reason why I'm giving this the level solving commentary video series treatment. It's just a really well done pack, and I can definitely go on and on praising it a lot. But most importantly, yeah, I'm more than happy to show off the solutions that I found to the lowest of this pack. So yes, I'm hoping that whoever is watching this video series, if it even is being watched, and I'm pretty sure it is, as on my YouTube channel, I've seen that these video that the first video has gotten a lot of views already. So that's a pretty good sign, I guess. And yes, so anyone who stumbles upon these videos that I post that I upload online, yeah, you're more than welcome to uh, watch these at your own leisure and basically compare your solutions to mine if you've been playing through the pack. Yeah, I really don't mind what you do with these. But in any case, yeah, just note that I'm not exactly going to worry too much about updating the lower pack itself in terms of background fixing, because again, like I said, I don't have any intended solutions by Bullet Ride, and I don't think he has ever like posted any solutions publicly or have PM'd anyone his own solutions and what he intended. So instead, if the conversion, if the new format's new Lemmings conversion does get any updates, they will just mostly be for things like maybe there's like a odd shift in the terrain so that it creates a gap that is not there in the old formats version, for example. Yeah, then of course I will fix up things like that. But I haven't exactly checked every level for that kind of thing. But but I think for the most part, nothing like that has happened. But of course, you never know. Yeah, sometimes you just catch it later on. Yeah, if you haven't been going through the levels themselves and checking for things like that. But I think for the most part, yeah, I think all the levels should be fine. Especially since it is pretty much a Neo Lemmings to Neo Lemmings conversion, just from old formats to new formats. And so I highly doubt that there are any oddities like that. But anyway, yes. Now I fully explained the points that I wanted to get to. So I've made I made my piece, and so now I'm ready to dive into the next set of 10 lows, and these will be the crazy lows. And yes, and regarding crazy, yeah, the lows in the crazy rank are slightly harder than the ones in the fun rank, the tame rank, but they're still nothing too extremely difficult. I would say the difficulty really picks up once you enter the wild difficulty, and that will be for the next video after this one. So that will have to wait until the next time. But anyway, yeah, we're starting off with crazy one, freshly squeezed lemmings. Alrighty, and then as usual, I will simply load up the replay for the level and show up my solution to it. If I can find the right folder. There we go, Lemmings Stampede. And it happens to be the first replay in the folder. Alrighty, so first lemming, I go ahead and block. Oh yes, we had two entrances. Yeah, so one on the left and one on the right. So I guess I hold back the crowd on the left side, and then I pretty much proceed to do the work on the right. So first lemming that almost reaches the trap trigger, I go ahead and bomb, and then I go ahead and bash. So the way that the bashing is done is so that nobody can climb out to the left, or rather step out to the left. Yeah, and therefore walk into the trap triggers that are still in the way. But they can still walk out to the right though. And then with one of the lemmings going to the left, I go ahead and build over the exit. Okay, and then I go ahead and build again. And then again. Okay, he turns around. And then with the final lemming from the right entrance, I go ahead and bash. So this will release the blocker and also the crowd. And that's already it. And the basher will go into the steel and turn around. And that's already it. So very nice low to start the crazy difficulty. Oh yes, and I even went one over the requirement. Crazy 2. Hit the slopes. So this one, I think I remember being a little difficult, but still nothing too hard. And yeah, it's just the second replay in the folder, so I don't even know where I scrolled down. Alrighty, first lemming out will dig, and then the next lemming that slipped by the digger pit will also dig. Okay, and then the next lemming that slipped out the second digger pit will dig as well. Yeah, and this is the only lemming that will slip out to the right. Yeah, everyone else will be safely contained within the digger pits. Yeah, the first digger pit is already low enough so that no one can slip out to the left or the right. But I go ahead and mine with the first digger now. And then similarly with the second digger. Okay, the digger has dug enough into terrain so that the second miner gets interrupted. So now they are safely contained in the third digger pit. Okay, and then with the lemming that's by himself, yeah, he's going to go ahead and bridge to the exit using all three builders. Okay, and then once the digger is low enough, I should go ahead and start bashing, and which I do right now. And then I go ahead and delay him even more with a miner. Yeah, this is to give the builder enough time to build to the exit. And then finally, I start bashing. Yeah, after several strokes, minor strokes, and that's already it. So very, very nice level here as well. Yeah, and as you can see, it's still nothing too difficult, especially since I still had a lot of skills left over in this low. Alrighty, Crazy Tree, Poison Ivy. Okay, just a third replay here. And regarding this low, yes, I think I remember this one being quite difficult. So first timing I would dig, yeah, right underneath the entrance, and then let's not mean that's inside this digger pit here will mine. Okay, and then I stopped the digger with a basher. Okay, and now I go ahead and bash to the left. Okay, build over this gap, of course. Okay, and then go ahead and mine when he gets up there. Oh, another skill assignment came in the meantime. So with one of the lemmings going out to the right here, I go ahead and build. Yeah, later on we will build the crowd up with a builder going to the left. Oh no, maybe it wasn't as hard as I thought. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm confusing this with another low, but I don't exactly remember which lower pocket's from. But I do remember something similar to this being in the rock tile set as well. Well, I don't remember which level pack it came from though. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and build out the crowd now. And in the meantime, the miner has just finished, and so he bridges this gap, of course, and that's already it. So still a lot of skills left over here as well. So once again, another very nice low. Once again, oh yes, and I went over the requirement, and especially since I managed a save-all solution. Alrighty, Crazy 4, Cat Burglars. This was a low where my old format's replay broke, but that's because I took advantage of the solid ceiling in the old formats version, where Lemmings do not die. They don't climb off the top of the screen and die. Yeah, like they do in new formats, Neo Lemmings. And so, yes, that's the reason why you see 2 replays. So I had to resolve it and fix the replay. So really, the only trick that needed to be made here was just simply spacing out the climber assignments. Okay, first Lemming going to the left will climb. And then just before climbing into the needle strap, I go ahead and bomb. So it creates this bomber hole so that the next climber that comes up can go in here and then build to the right. Okay, this takes 2 builders, and then at this time I go ahead and send up another climber, taking advantage of the fact that the builder would turn around. So therefore, the climbers won't be too close to each other, and therefore, while the old no animation is going, yeah, the other climber would not climb into the needle strap. So that's really what I meant by tweaking the replay a little so that the climbers aren't too close to each other, so that happens. Because in my old format's replay, yeah, the climbers were too close so that when the higher one bombs, yeah, the second climber unfortunately slips by it, and therefore climbs off the top of the low and dies. Okay, and then same thing here, we bomb, and then the other climber will get into the bomber hole and build out to the left. Again, it will take 2 builders. And, oh yes, and regarding the slow itself, I remember this one being a little difficult. Yeah, but really, there's nothing too hard about this though. I would say the only hard part is just simply timing the climbers correctly. Yeah, and you'll see where that will come in prominently pretty soon. So at this time, I'll go ahead and set out another climber. Okay, go ahead and bomb the first climber that's up here. And then again, we use this bomb hole that the other climber gets into and build to the right. It will take the remaining 2 builders to do so. Alrighty, and then once over here, I start mining. And I should send out another climber pretty soon, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we had to do this in such a way so that the other climber would turn around just before the miner breaks through. Or rather, before the miner breaks through. Yeah, so that's pretty much the only hard part here. So he turns around, and then he's going to go ahead and mine down to the crowd, so that the crowd will be able to walk to the exit layer, and that's it. Pretty nice level here, and this is pretty much, as you can see, this level is pretty much based on taxing for the original Lemmings, lend a helping hand. So the layout is a little bit different though, especially in regards to the middle area. In the original version, the exit is right at the top, but instead, in the Lemmings Stampede version, the exit is on the right side. So once the miner has finished, yeah, the climber is just going to go back on the left side here and make his way back to the exit. And that's already it. So quite a nice level here. And yes, and once again, I went 1 over the requirement. Alrighty, Crazy Fire, Christmas Cabin. Now this one, I remember this one being difficult. Once again, I scroll down when it's not necessary to. So as you can see, this is a snow level, but there are some Christmas graphics in here. Yeah, most notably the Christmas lights. And also, there's also some types of mixing as well. Yeah, I believe the, not the branch, but like the trunk. Yeah, that's from the dirt tile set, while the green leaves here are from the rock tile set. So, yeah, and I think that's because in old formats, Neo Lemmings, it does support tile set mixing. So that's why you see several tile sets in here, rather than just a snow tile set. But the snow tile set is pretty much the most prominent in the level. But yes, regarding this level itself, yeah, I do recall this one being a difficult one, and I had somewhat of a difficult time trying to solve this as well, especially given the very minimal skill set. where we are given 3 each of the digging destructive skills and 5 builders. So it goes to show you that levels like this can be deceptively difficult if done correctly. And I feel like this was such a level that was done right to make a deceivingly hard level. So first lemming out would dig. 2 lemmings will slip out. Yeah, the first lemming that slips out will build. Therefore allowing the other lemming that slips out of the digger pit to land down here safely while splatting. Okay, and then once the digger's low enough, I go ahead and bash to stop him. Yeah, he's not going to keep on going and bash through the staircase. Okay, so I pretty much contain the crowd in here, while one lemming goes on ahead at the bottom. Okay, I mine through here. Okay, and then build up. This should take 2 builders, I believe. Yes. Okay, and then mine through here. So it seems that I'm just simply trying to preserve my bashers wherever possible, as the bashers are pretty valuable here. Okay, build to get to this pillar, and then upon reaching it, bash on through. Okay, and then dig down, as he will hit his head otherwise if he starts building. Okay, so once low enough, then I start building over the gap. Okay, bash on through to the exit, and then finally I release the crowd by mining to the right. Yeah, through the Christmas tree. And that's already it. So as you can see, I end up with a digger left over. Although, at the same time, I could also use the digger as well. It doesn't really matter. And then this way, I would have a miner left over instead. But again, it does not matter here. Just take your pick. Or rather, solve the low however you can. Alrighty, Crazy 6. Clear the way. Alright, 3 entrances here. This one I remember being easy. Yeah, this one wasn't too hard at all. So really, this is just all about making digger basher staircases, if I remember correctly. And just takes advantage of the fact that lemmings can step up a wall up to a maximum of 6 pixels. Yeah, any higher than that, and lemmings would just simply turn around instead of stepping up. Okay, so once the digger's low enough, yeah, then I start bashing. Okay, and then I do it again. So I should dig for 6 pixels, yeah, before I start bashing every time. So it makes this ascendable staircase to the left. Okay, and then one last time for the right entrance. Okay, and then up here I go ahead and bash to release the left entrance. Okay, and then finally all that's left to do is to build up. Yeah, the builder unfortunately hits his head, so we need another builder to get up here. And then finally all that's left to do is to build to the exit, and that's it. Making sure that we don't build at the edge, because otherwise it will raise the wall too high that lemmings won't be able to step up, and then they'll essentially be chopped down here. Okay, and that's already it. Though I think it is possible to dig down the wall a bit at the edge before building, so that in case you do build at the edge, yeah, at least the wall will be low enough so that everyone can still step up. Okay, and that's already it. So quite a nice level here. Alrighty, Crazy Sound Ice Caps. This one I remember being difficult. So really, this is pretty much all about managing the crowd properly, so that you don't lose too many. Because there isn't really a way to hold back the crowd here, I believe. Yeah, if I remember correctly. Yeah, with the concept that's needed in this level. So first lemming here will build up to this ice cap. Yeah, one lemming will unfortunately slip by and fall into the water and drown. Okay, the builder will turn around and also drown. Okay, next lemming that goes to the right will build up. Again, one lemming will slip by and drown in the water. The builder will also turn around and drown in the water. Oh no, so it looks like I float down here. And yes, because pretty much at this point we only have 4 builders, because the remaining 4 builders will be used to get to the exit. So therefore you can't really keep building from ice cap to ice cap anymore. So instead you have to drop down to the bottom now. Okay, so this floater also gets a climber, and then the next lemming to fall down will also get a floater. Okay, and then once the climber's high enough, then I bomb. Okay, this gets a floater, And he also gets a floater. Okay, bomb through the remainder of the pillar here. Okay, so with the next lemming, I go ahead and dig down so as to temporarily contain the crowd, so that they don't all go out and spot here, as we only have one more floater. And just want to make sure here, because I believe some assignments came in the meantime here. Yes, so he gets a climber, and he also gets a climber. And this lemming gets a climber, so that he can get himself the digger pit. So he will also get the last floater as well. Okay, once the climber's high enough, then I bomb, and then bomb the remainder of the pillar away, while also bombing the left edge and making the wall a step up a wall from the left side. And yes, I seem to have maxed out the release rate at this time. Okay, so everyone will be temporarily contained in the digger pit, while the worker lemming goes on ahead to patch up the gaps. And yes, maxing out the release rate is necessary so that nobody will splat while the digger is going. Okay. So the important thing is just bombing the digger before he is able to dig the crowd out to the bottomless pit. Yeah, so I apparently bombed them out right now. And yes, there are some lemmings that spill out to the left, but they should be able to step out to the right. So as you can see, and this is more than enough time to give the worker enough time to build to the exit. So yeah, there was a bit of leeway there before anyone stepped to the water. So quite a nice level here that I remember being difficult. But at the same time, it is pretty close to the end of the crazy break. Okay, okay, crazy 8, venomous. This one I remember being not as difficult as the previous level, but it's still a bit challenging from what I remember. So especially from the somewhat huge width of the level, this does look a little bit intimidating. And yes, this just uses the a piece of a low music. Alright, so first lemming out to the right, we'll get a floater. Yeah, so that he can land down here safely. Yeah, as this is currently splat height. So next one, yeah, he got a floater, and then I also have him dig as well. Okay, and then I block with the next lemming. Okay, and I believe I do the same thing here as well. Yes, so I just hold back the crowd with 2 blockers here. So you can just use the standard 2 blockers. So yes, the floater just makes his way down here. Okay, I'm just keeping my eye on the floaters here. Nope, I don't do anything with him yet. Okay, so I guess I just wait for the other digger. Okay, and then once the digger's low enough, then I mine to cancel him. And yes, this should be a safe fall. Yes, there's plenty of leeway there. Okay, now I start building with the force worker lemming that's over here. Okay, and then build again to the right. Does he hit his head? No, he does not. Okay. Okay, and then I build again to the left. Okay, and then at this time I go ahead and bash with the other worker lemming that's over here. Okay, and then I should block. Yes. Okay, now we can go ahead and get to the top up here with a builder. Okay, dig down here. Alright, I dig there, I should say. Okay, build over this gap, of course. Okay, and then one final gap to build over. There we go. Not really a gap here, but like, yeah, we build so that we get over here. Yeah, and can go over the top. Okay, and then mine here. And yes, it appears that I just simply use the mine to get lower, so that we can just get to the exit with just one basher. As that's the only destructive digging skill that we have left. Oh yes. And then I go ahead and bomb the right blocker. And this is a safe fall for the crowd. Yeah, they're not gonna splat. And then I bomb the left blocker. Not really necessary though, since I could just simply nuke the remaining blockers. Or, yeah, the remaining blockers. Okay, and that's already it. And then, do I bomb this blocker as well? Yeah, I guess I do. Again, not really necessary. I'm just nuke. Alrighty, and even managed to go 2 over the requirement here. Alrighty, Crazy 9, Green Valley. So, once again, 1 each of the destructive digging skills. And yes, this is kind of reminding me of Christmas Cabin, in that we had a pretty similar skill set, except each of the destructive digging skills, we had 3 each. Here we only have 1 of each. Oh yes, build up. Okay, and then dig through the builder staircase, so that only the worker lemming goes on ahead. Yeah, I think I remember this one not being too difficult at all. It's definitely easier than Christmas Cabin in my opinion. So, which is a little bit surprising, considering that this is the penultimate level of the crazy difficulty. But well, oftentimes the difficulty isn't perfect. It doesn't necessarily just go from easy to hard, or vice versa, or whatever. Yeah, sometimes the difficulty has a tendency to jump all over the place. But well, when it comes to level packs, yeah, sometimes it is very difficult to judge the difficulty of your own work. I don't exactly have any experience with that, since I've never made my own level pack. I mean, you can't really consider this one my own level pack either, because this is just simply a conversion that I did of someone else's level pack that I think deserves it, because this level pack is just really good. And of course, build over this gap. Alrighty, bash on through, and then finally use our remaining builder to patch up the builder staircase, and that's already it. So, pretty straightforward level. Alrighty, and the final level of Crazy, and also the final level for this video, Crazy 10, Deep 6. I remember this one being difficult, but at the same time, my solution does look a little hackish here. Yeah, I gotta admit, yeah. But at the same time, this one was a difficult one for me, from what I remember. Yeah, and I ended up with a fiddly and messy solution. Yeah, if my memory serves correctly. Okay, first lemming that gets to this gap will build, and then I just simply use a miner to delay the second lemming, so that he doesn't fall through and splat here. Yes, and this was done in such a way so that the lemming that slips by lands on here safely while splatting. Yeah, and then next lemming that slips on through just arrives here just in time before the builder lays a brick. And then I go ahead and bash. Yes, and then I start building to the left, right at the last possible moment before falling into the water. And yes, I give the next lemming a climber. I believe it's just simply as a stalling tactic or something. Yeah, I don't think there was really any reason for giving him the climber. Okay, and then I interrupt the basher with a builder. And this is high enough so that nobody goes out, I believe. Yeah, everyone would just simply turn around. And yes, I give him a basher. Yeah, a little bit from the wall, so that it gives the builder enough time to lay the last builder brick, so that the basher keeps going. And that's already it. Yeah, from what I remember, there are solutions that I think maybe involve going here. Yeah, therefore making it not as timing heavy as my solution is, like you see here. So anyway, yes, like I said, I felt like my solution here is a bit hackish. And I kind of cheesed it as well. And then of course max out the release rate, and that's already it. Oh yes, and as you can see, this is one of the original Lemmings soundtrack music. Yeah, this is one of the few levels in the level pack that does that. I believe there's 2 other levels that do this as well. It just uses the standard music track from, I believe, the original Lemmings. But interestingly enough, I was not able to, or rather, my thinking is that maybe Icho just simply chose his own track to use for this level, as well as those other 2 that will use an original Lemming track. But when I do open the level in the old formats editor, yeah, it does say original 13, original 2, or whatever. Yeah, but it does start, but it is prefixed with an original. Yeah, in the music track title. So it just simply uses a standard original Lemmings soundtrack. Okay, so that was the final level of Crazy. So next time we will go ahead and do the full set of 10 levels of the Wild Ring. So I hope you enjoyed this video of the Lemmings Stampede level song commentary video series, and I'll see you all next time.